wake up. It's time for you to stop half-heartedly going through life like a lukewarm water. I've really learned that in order to break complacency or being struck in fear, you need to be shaken, and that's either going through hard times or it's choosing to shake yourself back into life and back into working order. Think of it this way. Have you ever been in a situation when you need to say sorry or talk to someone, and when you're about to say sorry, but you're across the room from the person, you don't go. You just stand there in fear, running through all the bad things that could happen. That is what I'm talking about. You're stuck and you're not going anywhere. You think that you're moving toward talking to them, but a lot of the time they end up leaving or something like that. You end up not actually talking to the person. If someone were to ask you what you're doing, you would say that you're going to talk to that person, but you're standing still, not moving anywhere in life. I believe I discovered one way to stop, or rediscovered one way to stop floating through life and make a real impact. Have you ever seen one of those Indian or whatever people did it with the big drums, and they go and they tense all their muscles, and they hit the drum and their eyes are like and they're just fully there. They're fully awake. They completely awaken themselves. They squeeze every muscle in their body. And I believe they do that because they want to awaken themselves before the Creator. And it's powerful because when you're in that state, it's a lot easier to start moving. Think of it when you're in bed. Is it easy to go for a walk or get out of bed when you're just tired? Or you're just like, oh, so comfortable? No. What if you pick your body up and do a plank when you're in bed? Well, your body's going to start waking up and you're like, ugh. And if you stay doing that, then soon you'll just be broken. You'll be shaken because you'll be like, ugh, doing a plank, and you'll finally be like, oh, no, I'm going for a run or getting out of bed. And I really find that you need to shake yourself out of these things, because if you don't, those times when you're like, oh, I know I'm believing this and I need to work past it, but I just can't yet. I'm not there to step out. Let's say I'm not ready to do it. And I find if you do this, and I've done this many times in my life now, as I've been learning this, to tense yourself and no, I'm not gonna, stand in fear. I am going to do this. I want to do this. I want to say sorry, and I am going to do it. No, and just shake it off, shake it off and do it, and just go. And I find it's so much easier, to move when you're already moving in position. Like if you're going for a run, you can be in the stance, but then you have to go. But if you're going like this and they say go, you just start going and you just move. You just lean forward and you're already running. You're in the motion. And there's something to that about being in the motion, and it just really changes it. So that's one of the things I've really been learning, and it's really helped. And it kind of goes well with what I was talking about in episodes 7 and 8, which talked about accepting where you're at and then choosing to change it. But if you don't accept it, then you're in a false kind of a state. You think that you're going somewhere, but you're not actually. You think that you're going to say sorry to this person, but you're actually standing there thinking in your head all of the ways that it could go wrong. And yeah, so it really goes with accept that you're not doing anything. Make a decision. Am I going to say sorry, or am I not going to say sorry? Am I going to talk to my boss about this, or am I not? Whatever it is, am I doing it or am I not? Yes or no, because it's not no middle ground. Middle ground will get you nowhere. And And with the other episode, it was talking about seeing the people, being intentional, choosing when you're going through life to see the people around you, to spend quality time when you're actually with people, or at least that's kind of what they touched on. And you know, those both go with this. Well, you have to wake yourself up. You need to be intentional to seeing the people around you. You need to choose to do something. And when you start choosing, when you start, yeah, using your free will for good or bad, whatever it is, when you start doing something with your free will, you actually start changing things. But if you stand there frozen in fear or, you know, complacent, just sitting there, you're not doing anything. You know, you can actually waste time and it actually not be refreshing. Like if you try to take a break because you're tired, but you can actually waste time trying to take a break. That may be by like scrolling through Facebook. You're just trying to relax, so you're just gonna scroll through Facebook or something like that. But actually, you're wanting to go for a walk or stare out the window, but you go to scrolling through Facebook and you just get stuck in there. And that's what I'm saying. In times like that, you have to click, you know, in your mind, make it a process, and like, wait, what do I want to be doing right now? I want to relax, think about nothing, and stare out of this window and enjoy what's around me. Okay, staring at Facebook's not helping. Let's put the phone down and let's do this. Or, no, I actually want to, you know, keep scrolling through Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to choose to keep scrolling through Facebook. But when you're double-minded in one sense, you're wanting to do this, but you're doing this, it's just not, I don't know. I haven't really thought through much of that. You can think through that, but it really is powerful when your passion is behind your choices. When you're doing something you're passionate about, or just doing something you want to be doing at the moment. Even when you're doing something that you don't want to be doing, it may be the right thing to do. So you want to do the right thing over and doing the wrong thing. So you're still doing. It might be confusing, but you're still doing what you want to be doing. You want to do the right thing and you're doing it. So putting that passion behind it and then wakening yourself up for it. Or if I'm in bed and I'm saying this, you know, it's not going to be as impactful. But if I'm awake and I'm saying it and I'm here with you, it is more powerful than someone asleep saying this. So I hope this kind of, you know, kind of shook you to wake yourself up in life. Stop being at work, doing things like that, and just be like, no, like, come on, wake yourself up. Wake yourself up and let's do this. And then you'll find that you'll even sleep better at night. Why? Because you're pumping with adrenaline. You're running. You're going. And then when you stop, you stop. Boy, do you stop. Oh man, couple days after doing this and like I slept so well because I was so drained because I've been running rather than just slowly walking through life. And it's actually better. It's way better. It's time for us to start passionately choosing what we want to do. It's time for us to change this world for good, to make a difference that shapes history. And you and me and everyone can do that by choosing. So choose. Choose, be awake and choose and be passionate about it. And you will shape history for sure. Yeah, so go love people, guys. Go love people.